Hello, Tina O here from Tina O Life on 25 Nights to Close 50. This is night 23 in the morning of the 24th day. Yeah, but oddly or not oddly at all, it just makes sense that this is how today happened because of where I want to go today. Now, for those of you who don't know me, tomorrow I turn 51. And when I say 25 nights to close 50, it's to close this 50th year. And last year, as I approached 50, I offered 50 nights of stories. I called them stories, Voices from the Stones. And they were a collection of stories that I had written over the course of, my adult life pre 50 and was unpacking them with you. And as I consciously opened 50, as December started to hit, it was like, whoa, I think I need to consciously close 50 as well. So I've been sharing insights here with all of you. Over 100 of you tuned in to 50 nights last year, and so I thought I'd change it up this time and actually like put it out here right on social and not have to opt in and do all the things. And so I'm sharing with you the insights that came out of my 50th year because it was a big year. I opened the year with launching my show, Oh My God, about the women we burned, the babies we buried, and the gods we have worshipped. That was a highly surrendered piece, if you will, which meant I knew I was going to write a show, but I didn't know where it was going to go, and it certainly didn't go where I thought it was going to go. And that body of work has that particular piece has been a beta for what's to come next. And I know that about myself now at 50, that's kind of how shit happens for me. I always end up 3 years ahead of where I'm ready for. Like the things that really grab me that I know I just got to go do are, and yet I know I shouldn't do because I'm not ready to do. They're always like 3 years ahead of where my skill set is. And that's where I wanted to go tonight, today on this Christmas Eve, the day before my birthday and the day before Christmas. I wanted to talk about time today because as I close 50 on these last few nights, I'm sharing the bigger pops for me, the big sort of ground shaking things for me. And in this year, I would have to say that my relationship with time and my understanding of time, my concepts of time, my narrative around time has shifted. I don't know if it's shifted. I think that's too far ahead for me. It's just really, I don't know. It's just really like, can you see that in my face? It's like almost distaste. That's kind of how it feels right now. It's like, it's really changed. And the distaste isn't I don't like it. It's well, yeah, yeah, of course it is. Um, but it's more like it's so new, I don't understand it. Yeah. And I don't want, and that's what I don't like about it. It's like I don't understand it. I don't want it to change. I don't like it. Why is it changing? I don't get it. And I'm not talking about aging. I think I'm okay with aging. I don't think maybe that'll be turning 60. I'll get into that conversation. I'm not there yet. I'm totally not there yet. I'm good with the whole aging thing, whatever that is. But I want to talk about time. I have been a fast moving, I'm wired that way. Like I've been a fast moving person my whole life. I'm the person who, you know how they say you know how you've heard, how you do one thing is how you do everything. I hate that, but it's totally true if you can see the complexity in it. So for example, I'm the person who's always running out the door. Well, when I'm running out the door, two, I've got bags that are stuffed with things. They're like things are falling out of my bags. I don't have bags that I zip up. I'm that person I'm going to be either right on time, 5 minutes late, checking in with you saying I'm on my way, I'm almost there, because I'm a stuffer. I stuff things into time. And if you've done any work with me, then you'll know like there's a double-edged sword to every story. So on the medicine side of that stuffing is that, wow, do I ever get like the mango of life? Like, when you eat a mango, you don't want to slice that sucker. You want to like peel it and then and eat it, right? I get the mango of life. I get the juice, I get the flesh, I get all the bits. Like, so that part of my relationship with time rocks because I'm stuffing everything I can into it. And I love that at the end of the day, I think it was, no, it wasn't Maya Angelou. I was George Bernard Shaw who said this, but I thought it was Maya Angelou. It was about, I want to be spent at the end of my life, which that's not, I have to find the quote. I'll pop it in here. But, like at the end of the day, that's how I hit the pillow. I am spent. I'm totally spent. In fact, my kids know that they're growing now. They're almost grown up. I have a 20, 18, and 12-year-old, but my 12-year-old is really 12 going on 18, let's be honest. They know that if they want a yes out of me, don't ask me after 7 o'clock at night because it's going to be no. Because I just don't like, I'm spent. I am spent. So I've always been that person. On the medicine side, that's what it looks like. On the poison side, I'm totally navigationally challenged in my life. I haven't unpacked that yet. I don't know if I'm navigationally challenged because I am so far ahead of my body that I can't self-locate, or I don't self-locate, or I don't have that inner navigation that knows where I am at any particular time. Of course, in my own work, I know there's a double-edged sword to all of it. So probably even navigationally challenged has its gifting in it. But my relationship with time is such, or has been such, that on the poison side, that disorientation, which I can track back to my show, to Oh My God, which I can track back to the reason why I write poetry, that disorientation, which I can track back to shock. And if you listen to the first or second video I did, I talked about how much I just don't do well with surprises. I can track that disorientation where time just, and it's an intake of breath. It's not an exhale. It's intake. It's impact. That disorientation from stuffing stuff into my time robs me of beauty. Beauty. Love. Creation. So that's one piece of my time story that I'm unpacking right now. When I worked on Oh My God, in order for that piece to move and not get performative, but actually live as a living story, which is what I do in the world. It's like, how does a story live? The story's already living. I just have to get out of the way. In order for that story to live through me, I couldn't be ahead of it and I couldn't be behind it. And there's I'm not sure. I think in one of these nights where I talked about self-conscious, there's the witch burning scene was the hardest scene for me to do because it's from another time. And each woman that burned in that show is an actual woman from a time. And I didn't want to do that piece in a performative way. And I can't really explain what happened. I just know that I had to slow the fuck down to that exhale I just did, but I had to start with that inhale I just did. It started like that, right? Which was like the fire, and then the exhale, which is the story living from me. And in that place, all I can say is that I was not, of course, I was here. I was going to say, I'm not here, but of course I was here. But the time from which that story came from, where each of those women who burned came from, was alive in this time. Now, physically alive? No, no, of course not. But alive in this time. If I had been busy trying to stuff my time, that couldn't have happened. I'm still unpacking that. And I don't even want to unpack that. Like, I don't want to unpack that. I don't want to understand it. Okay, maybe I do, but I don't like as soon as you understand something, you can work it. And that's the stuff I'm out. Like 50, don't, if I understand that, it becomes a tool I get to stick in my pocket and use instead of not a tool, but a gorgeous piece from this time that I get to pluck out of the sky and let it happen. Let it happen with me. So there's that thing about time, which I don't know. What is that? Dimensions? Maybe. Don't care. Don't want to know. Just want to say yes. The other piece about time that I'm unpacking now is I call it just slow the fuck down. Like, the don't miss anything. I think I've totally royally messed that up most of my life. It's only through slowing the fuck down that you don't miss anything. You can't, like, I live in a physical body on a physical planet with this sensory experience where all senses are actually firing at the same time. If I'm going to if I'm going to be able to pull in the nourishment of that, and I say nourishment because it is sensory, it's all coming in. If I'm going to be able to pull in the nourishment of that, or even be able to receive it as nourishment, because I know there are many of us, I might be one of them, I'm not sure yet. Those who are really like sensory overload, my middle son is like that. Like he actually has 8 things going on at the same time because he's so porous that it all comes in. So that's kind of his blocker. If you did you watch the yeah no episode of the 25 nights where I'm like, sometimes you've got, in order for my allegiance to be here, if this is me with a palm open, in order for my allegiance to live like this, sometimes I have to do this. Yeah, no. So my son lives like that because he's sensory porous. So in order for him to live like this, he's got a whole bunch of these around him. Yeah, no, yeah, no, 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 right? And so nourishment, in order for all of the sensory stuff that's coming in, for me to receive it as nourishment, I need to slow down in order to allow it in or allow it through or be with it. I loved in my network marketing days. Some of you know that I did that for a good, wasn't all good, but I did it for a good 7 years and then a not so good 8 years after. And it's like not 8, maybe 4 after. And Jim Rohn, though, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there. I'm not going to discount that. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Jim Rohn was one of the people that I listened to a lot, and he would say that. It's like, don't miss anything. And there's a great story that he would tell um, about hugging the person you love before you leave and hugging them, like hugging them. Because when we can feel the arms of someone we love around us in our day, everything is better. Don't miss anything. But in order to have that hug, you can't be going Mach 10 with your hair on fire, doing the, mega 1990s, way too old now. Please, can we just put down the 3 decades of cramming shit into our life, right? Squeezing the juice out of everything, living into your purpose, living into your your highest potential. You're already at your highest potential. You showed up on the planet in your highest fucking potential. You're already your highest potential. Is there more to discover? Yes, but you're not going to discover it running. So I'm unpacking that, slowing the fuck down in order to not miss anything. I've I'm recently attached to somebody lovely um, who moves at a very different rhythm. I think it's interesting that this person came into my life at the end of 50. This person can sleep, like sleep, like sleep. I don't know what your relationship with sleep is, but I'm like, on a good day, it's 7 hours. And that's seven, on a really like kick ass, awesome sleep, it's like 7 hours, boom. And all the journey work that I do, I always end up underwater. So when I go somewhere, I'm underwater. And I think that that underwaterness is the sleep that happens when I really sleep. It's dense, it's thick, it's beautiful, it's multicolored, it's all that. It's underwater. And this person sleeps like I'm up in 7 hours ready to go. Like go. I'm going. And like coffee's going. I got lists going. I'm going. La 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 la. My that's not crazy. That means lots of things moving. Um, my girlfriend Nicole, if you haven't met her yet, she's like, this is Tina when she sleeps because in my room I have an extra bed in my room, which is for Nicole. It's Nicole's bed. She says I fall asleep like this, and I wake up like this, and feet already out of the bed. And she's right. Or I wake up saying this. So I've been thinking, right? That's me. And it's been this beautiful exploration to lay in bed with somebody for 12 hours, sleeping. Sleeping. Like I'm still up in 7 hours. Ting, up. And here's what I've noticed around this time. What actually happens for me. I will wake up in 7 hours. My brain goes into autopilot. Ting. This is what I'm thinking. This is what I'm thinking. What I need to do. List, list, list. Oh, well, there's this lovely human. There's this lovely human that I'm really attaching myself to here. And so what happens is in order for me to like see if there's more sleep here, I cuddle in. I lay there for about 45 minutes. Takes me about 45 minutes. Feel him next to me. Breathe a little. Eventually, our breathing happens at the same time, and then I'm asleep again for about another hour, hour and a half, and then I'm awake again. I look out the window because I have a thing with light. So I notice the light. I start noticing all the light in the room, all the bits of light, how light's hitting things, touching things. The thoughts are different now. They're not running a list. They're more visceral thoughts. And then same thing sort of happens, the breathing shifts. It's a little bit more floaty. I'm a little bit more floaty. And then I'm out again. And this second time that I'm out. Kung, out. Boom. Usually it's about 2 cycles, and then I wake up, and then usually we get up. And I say that to you, I don't know, I find it interesting. But I say that to you mostly, I think, for me, for you, because it takes time to discover what rest feels like. And it takes time to discover what happens in rest. I don't know. Like I don't know. I say that a lot these days. I don't know. But I'll tell you that while I might be made to run fast, and I do, and I love going to bed spent, boom, I love that. I love this new thing that's waking up for me around actually sleeping and resting and developing a different relationship with time. Oh my God, getting up at noon without feeling guilty? That's like that's a game changer for me, and I'm not sleeping, as you know, until noon. I'm actually choosing just to lay in bed and discover a new way of being with time. So, this is night 23 of 25 nights to close 50. Conversation about time. I know it's morning. I think it's funny that I'm doing my 23rd night in the morning because I was actually too busy doing Christmas stuff yesterday. So, I will be back tonight for night 24. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for this time with me. And yeah, yeah, I love you. Sounds a bit weird to say because I don't know who's here, but I do. Yeah. All right. We'll see you tonight. If you haven't seen Oh My God yet, you can. You can click the link down below. And if you like this stuff and you're like, yeah, I want to come with her when she goes to Ireland and do another 50 nights with her, with me, stories, that starts January 31st. You can click that below too. I'm Tina O from Tina O Life. This is 25 Nights to Close 50. And we'll see you on night 24.